So the new Tesla Model 3 Highland. This is going to be a critical review, especially of the suspension. Also a little bit of a rating of the new changes of the Model 3. Let's see in the front. It looks a little bit more modern, a little bit more stylish, but also a little bit of boring. So I think it's a slight upgrade. I was expecting it to me looking a little bit more good in real. The side profile, a little bit the same. I like the black aero caps over here. Looks good with the other black pieces of the car. The back I really like, yeah. In real, the back of the car is much better. Very slick. Yeah, looks a little bit more aggressive. So, and overall it's the same car. So the back is better. The front, a little bit. Side, not much changes. The seats, they say that the seats had changed, but I don't notice any changes at all. They say they are not really bigger. This part is still the same at 30 centimeters, so it's not broader or something. Of course it's perforated. I don't know. For me, the seats still sucks a little bit. Still one of the weakest links of the car. So let's put it in drive. Put the card over here. Press the brake. And it doesn't do anything. Again, nowadays you have to put the card on the left side of the charger. Okay, here we go. What about the other interior changes? The LED lights over here. I like them, they are beautiful in blue. But the only thing is they're right in your view over here. I think they should have been a little bit lower. Maybe here in the dashboard and not there where you're almost looking. It can reflect a little bit. This, it's much more modern. Yeah, it has a much more modern look, especially this black interior. Yeah, I like it. It's a slight upgrade. Yeah, the LEDs of course looks very cozy. But again, they should have been more in the dashboard and not so in front of your view. Okay, so the seats are still poor, LED lights and the other interior changes, it's an upgrade. So let's see for the suspension. That's the reason why I made this review. And this is going to be a critical review, especially of the suspension. And already here I noticed, I'm here in the parking lane and the road surface is very bad over here. Yeah, it's a good improvement. I feel it's much more refined, less harsh, less bumpy. Still, it's not suspension, air suspension comfortable, also not adaptive suspension, the same level of comfort, but I think it's doable now. Yeah, it's like a 10-15%, maybe 15 to 20% improvement over my own Tesla Model 3 Highland. Oh no, I'm sorry, a Tesla Model 3. I have a 2019 long range. Okay, let's put the card over here. Here it goes. Took a while. And let's go down. We are in Amsterdam. I've rented this car at the Tesla service center for 45 minutes. It's a rainy day, so I hope you can see a little bit of the things we're going to do. So for me especially, this review is going to be a review about the suspension. I love my Model 3, but the suspension, it's so poor for me. It's definitely, with the chairs, one of the weakest links of this car. And for me, I'm not a fanboy at all. I know a lot of fanboys. This is not going to be a positive, but more a critical review. And yeah, although I drive a Tesla, I'm not a fanboy that cannot be critical about my own car. Okay, so over here you see the Tesla service center. I've rented this car for, I guess, 40 minutes. And my own risk is 2,500, so I have to be careful a little bit. And yeah, this is just going to be an unedited, probably an unedited video. Maybe I edited one time, 2 times. For me, this is the first time recording a video, so bear with me that it cannot be perfect today. But we're going to drive like 3 or 4 different kind of surfaces. Brick roads, small bumps, bigger bumps, sidewalks. We're just going to test how much better this car's suspension is, especially on the surfaces. Yeah, so it's a rainy day. This area is the area where I'm going to work every day, so I know a lot of surfaces very well. I know where the bumps are. I know what are pretty bad roads. Okay, so here on the left. Okay, let's wait until he is gone. Thank you. So here the brick road is. Let's see the suspension. Okay, it's going to be also a lot of water over here. Yeah, it's soaking up the bumps really better. Much more refined, much more sophisticated. Still a little bit stiff, but now it's doable. Yeah, especially over here. Yeah, this is really a challenge for him, for the car. Yeah, it's refined, much more grown up, much more a little bit German-like. Yeah, you can feel the tires still. They say it's a softer tire. But you still can hear it and you can feel it. Yeah, this is a perfect place for people to go for a walk, especially with the dogs. Look at them. Yeah. Perfect. Good job, sir. Okay, we go to the left over here. And I know there's a few little bumps over here. Probably will be difficult for every car, but we'll see. Here is one. Ooh, didn't went good. Harsh, but less harsh than my Tesla Model 3. It's just a small refinement. It's just like a 10, 20, maybe 15 to 20% better suspension. Yeah. It just takes the harshness out of the suspension. Yeah, it's not perfect. For me, the best suspension are adaptive suspension and air suspensions. But of course, for a mass product like the Tesla Model 3, I can understand that an air suspension is going to be too costly, and also maintenance will be high. The problems that can arise with this air suspension, even adaptive suspension. I think that's the reason why Highland is not. Maybe in the new Tesla Model 3 Highland Performance, we will get an adaptive suspension. I'm waiting for that one. That's the reason why I'm not upgrading yet, because I'm waiting for the performance version. Okay, now over here, this is a difficult. Over here. Let's see. Better, much more softer. Let's do that again. Yeah. Better. Especially the front suspension. It's much more softer. I heard that in a YouTube movie of a German mechanic, they went and see which parts changes of the suspension in the rear and in the front, and they say that in the rear, well, almost everything changed. The whole suspension was changed to a newer suspension, but in the front they didn't do a lot of changes to the suspension. So, but the interesting part is that I noticed that, especially with going off the pavements like this, that is much better. Yeah. Okay, let's go to the left over here. Yeah, let's see over here. Let's take a sidewalk. Let's see how harsh this is going to be. Okay, better. Less harsh. Again, let's take this sidewalk. Yeah, it's refined. It's much more soft, especially the front suspension. And only with one. Yeah, again, good improvement. It's just all doable now. Okay, and now we're going to a part where there are small speed bumps and also brick roads. Okay, let's test this one again. Yeah, softer. Softer, better. Okay, let's go over here. This is more highway speed. Okay. There are big bumps in the way over here. Yeah, it's better. So much better. It's not so much better, but it's a relief that the harshness is gone. That's a big relief. Okay, over here, very tiny bumps in the road. Yeah, better. Man, but there are all those people doing over here. Very busy. Let's go to the right over here. Yeah, now we are going to the small and hard rubber speed bumps. They are a nightmare for every car. It's really bad. Only maybe a air suspension, and adaptive suspension also sometimes will struggle to get it soaked up really well. And again here brick roads, but we know already that it's more sophisticated, more refined, right? Oh, I like the comfort, especially when you're driving this old Tesla Model 3 and you're going in almost every car. I noticed how the suspension is much better. Look, this one is nasty. Ooh, well, also harsh in this car. No car can almost handle this kind of speed bumps, but it did it really well. And this surface on the left, it's a brick road, and it's normally my car is going from left to right. It's like, how do you say that? Let's see now what it's doing. Yeah, I was bumping the horn, and it's interesting to know, you really cannot hear the the noise. Okay, yeah, much better. Oh, so much better than my car. I drive this road a lot of times. And so it's not bumpy at all going front back, and it's also not bumpy going to the left and the right. That all has disappeared. I'm really happy with that. Yeah, I would definitely buy the Tesla Model 3 now and not worry about the suspension. Of course, it's not a comfortable ride as you get in with cars with adaptive suspension or air suspension, and maybe there are cars that even have a better suspension and still have this kart feeling, because that's the good thing of this Tesla. It still has this karty feeling. Yeah. So the last test, and then I'm going to end the video. We're going to a parking garage. And on top of the parking garage, it's also a very rough road. And that is going to be the last test. I think we already know now what the conclusion is. It's just 15 to 20% better, especially with the smaller and bigger bumps. It's really good, especially the front side of the suspension. It really soaks up really good. You feel this cushy-like dampening what's going on in the front suspension, and I'm really glad with that. So the seats, what I noticed, for me they're still the same. They say they've changed, but for me they're still poor. And the most poor thing of the seat is the hole underneath your ass, your back, your bump. There's still a little hole in that, so you sink in this hole and you don't have any support of your legs. Okay, let's go to the parking garage, to the top of that, and let's finish this video. Yeah. Okay. Holes, bump, pits, everything is on over here. Better. This hole. Yeah, better. Less harsh. Yeah, less harsh. And the last one over here. And here. Better. Still a bit harsh, but way better. So I know enough. Yeah. So let's round up and give you a little bit of a final verdict of not only the suspension, but also the car in general. Let's give it a rating. Let's stand over here. I'm not going to go outside because it's raining. Yeah. So Tesla fixed the problem of the suspension, and I will give it a 7.5. It's still not the best in class, I think. We have to see if I can get better cars without adaptive suspension, with a better suspension. I'm going to test the BYD Seal in the coming weeks, so we'll give it a rating for the suspension and also the car. But for here, it's a 7.5. Tesla did everything they needed to do to make it a pretty good suspension. So I'm very glad with that. Now it's very doable. It's even a bit comfortable for the long rides. Yeah. Exterior wise, the front I give it a 7.5. The back I give it an 8.5. I really like the back, and overall I give it an 8. Interior wise, yeah, it's still not luxurious. You still not get the luxurious feeling you get in German cars, but the seats are better looking, not sitting, looking, and the LED, it wasn't annoying me at all. So I think I like it. Interior wise, it's like a 7.5, an 8. The chairs for me are are still a 6. I think it was a worse decision of Highland to make their own seats. I know it's better, they are lighter, but yeah, my last car, the Volkswagen ID7 or ID5, 4. Oh no, ID4. The seats are really good, really broad, heavy car that supports your legs. For this one, I give it a 6. And the shifting over here, I thought it was you have to reach over, but it's really going quite an easy over here. So I really like this. And the other changes on the steering wheel, for me it's no problem. Roundabouts maybe, but no, I'm okay with that. So overall, suspension 7.5. Overall for this car, I give it a 9. It's such a great experience to drive this car. It's such a great driving dynamic, such a power. It's such a unique experience, especially if you're coming from the ICE cars. So there is no other better car for me than a Tesla Model 3. I'm going to test drive the BYD Seal. They say that it's coming close. We'll see about that. And yeah, that's it's the review for today. Thank you for listening. And I'm sorry for my English. I'm sorry for the video. This is the first time I'm recording and probably going to upload this video. So thank you for watching. And if you want to see the BYD Seal, then you can subscribe. And you can also see that critical review and rating. Okay, have a nice day. Bye-bye.